I do not have like an agenda, a little speech to give or anything. I'll talk for a second. I know a lot of you, know a few of your faces, and I'm guessing a lot more of you of your online personas. Though I'm 58, it's nice to see some older people in the crowd too. I have been a long-time user of the internet community, a long-time participant. I guess to say, we got on first with Prodigy. Prodigy and CompuServe were the only two providers, ISPs, and then when America Online started with them, so easy for our children, we were on America Online. Basically, I could have been Elizabeth at America Online if I wanted to, that we were so early in that process. So basically, we've been online from the very beginning, and almost immediately started participating in various communities of interest. Honestly, some of them had to do with politics, but some of them had to do with lots of different things. And anybody who's heard me speak before, I was on internet news groups that argued about grammar. So it was great, where are you going to find somebody who really cares about that which rule? So I found so many, thanks so much, I found so many like-minded people. And I often talk about the internet, when I talk, my book I wrote about it and how important it was to me. And the internet's really magical. I know a lot of people think you're antisocial, or that it has the capacity to make people antisocial. I actually think exactly the opposite is true for most people. Certainly there's some people probably with those predilections and it just encourages them. But for most people, I think it actually enhances our ability to make connections with other people. Because what it does is, you can take grammar, for example, or politics too. And what it does is you connected on some issue that's important to you, that's interesting to you. And all the things that are different about you all disappear. You're all the same age, you're all the same color, you all speak with the same accent, you all wear the same clothes, you all have the same job, you live in the same kind of house. All of the things that were different about you don't exist. Only the things that you share are still there. And then you can build that bond. And what it does is allow us to make connections with people we might not otherwise make a connection with, or with whom we might not otherwise make a connection. I've obviously expressed an interest in that. But it's really a great way to make social connections. Because all of our prejudices are eliminated, the conscious ones and the unconscious ones, all gone. The other thing that I think about the internet is it's turned out to be, and I don't think this was always necessarily going to be so, but because there are so many vehicles now, so many ways to participate, it's actually become the most democratic media that I think could be devised. All you need is a camera or a computer. All you need is a keypad, and you get to participate in the dialogue. And your voice is heard as loudly as anybody's. Why net neutrality is so incredibly important, because your voice is heard as loudly as anybody who writes a now $4,600 check or funds a 527. You still have the capacity to participate. It is also used to be that the town square was the place where people, pamphleteers would come out and express their yard. People would just stand on a soapbox and make their statements. Well, where is the town square anymore in most places? And how can you do that? Well, this is what you can do it. You can do it on the internet. And for me, since I consider this one of my homes, it's really gratifying to see it operate in such an incredibly constructive way. Of course, it's also possibly destructive, because, and that's actually where you all come in, because when somebody says something that is wrong, it's great that people are fact-checking one another, that you all are using the other tools of the internet to make certain that people are playing it straight, and so and also you have the chance to respond. I mean, I know people who participate all know that Rebecca from the Silicon Valley Moms called me a terrible mother, and but you know what? I could respond. And so could everybody else. And other blogs started participating in a discussion about whether or not, if if you decide to campaign, you are necessarily therefore a terrible mother. And people could, so she could express her opinion, but then everybody else had the chance to participate. One of the things I really like when I on sites is when I see, when I see something Rebecca said. I mean, do I want to see it repeated 16 times? Not necessarily, but when you see that the conversation is not limited to this one venue, that it's not just limited to the Silicon Valley Moms site, but that you see the conversation echo and reverberate in other places. That, you could call it collaboration, but really what it is just expanding the conversation. I see it a lot. I know that the John Edwards blog tries to do that, to constantly link. I know other blogs do that, and I don't know who's responsible for the daily news, the news wrap-up stuff for the on Daily Coast, but you see links to other places. And honestly, people say, where do you go every day? Honestly, I go to one place, and sometimes I don't ever click on. I put my little favorites on on frame on the side and click down my blog list. But sometimes I only get to the first one, because I'll follow link after link after link of things that just interest me. Because that's the ongoing conversation that is so valuable to the users. Okay, I'm through talking.